Namaste, my dear Yoga Mitras. I'm so glad to meet you again today evening in this interactive session, Copy with Yogi, with a great yogic stalwart, none other than Dr. Ishwar Basavareddy ji with us, who is the esteemed director of Moraji Desai National Institute of Yoga at New Delhi, which is part of the Ministry of Ayush. And Dr. Ishwar Basavareddy ji had been a pioneer in the field of yoga for decades. He had been leading the field of yoga in the capacity of being an academician and also the head of administrations right in the government of India for yoga. And I have a great privilege to say that he is from our Karnataka, and that is another great privilege that we have. So we are so proud that son of Karnataka who is leading the yoga field in the government of India, right at the Rajdhani of Delhi. And a lot more to say about Dr. Saab. Instead of me saying, you will hear Dr. Sir sharing a lot about the wonderful activities that he had been doing, how he had been successfully bringing wonderful measures in the field of yoga. Yesterday, when we had met with Dr. Anand Balayogi Bhavanani ji, he is somebody who was representing kind of a parampara. His father was also a great yoga master. So it was easy for him, natural for him right from his childhood days to grow up in this environment. But not everybody have the same kind of environment sometimes. So that is where Dr. Ishwar Basavareddy ji stands as an example. He, by his own, upcoming, by taking the academic studies in yoga, by completing his PhD, by going into the academics, by entering as a faculty, and by becoming the director of the institute, he is standing as a role model for us. And that is where I really admire his endeavors. Welcome you, sir, for this discussion, what we are having, what we are calling as...
Namaste.
What we are calling it as... Yes, Copy with Yogi, which is Copy is a South Indian version of coffee, as you know. But we are not going to have a little coffee. Even when I shared this topic with Sir Basavareddy sir, he said, why coffee? You should have kada. That is what we are having here. This is a traditional Kashaya. In fact, the Copy stands for Kashaya and personal interaction with a yogi. So, so very nice to meet you, sir. In spite of your busy schedule, you took time to come with us. So, how is the situation there at Delhi, sir? You are in the Rajdhani there. So, how is the situation currently today?
So, situation is good, and it was hot few days back. Now, some rains have come, and Delhi is always unpredictable. Anything happen anytime. Something happened in Rajasthan, it will have an impact here. Something happens in Simla or Kashmir, and we have impact. And Delhi people are always acquainted with these very serious changes in climate, in political scenario, and even in diseases. And we are acquainted with that. With all this pollution, everything, but people are living healthy here. And after many healthy wellness models they adopt and keep themselves try to fit. Good. Okay. So COVID is there, but it is not affecting much because we have a more than 2 crores of population in Delhi. If you're comparing that, COVID rate is comparing to other cities in western part. Still we are managing, but it's a challenge for everybody. We should be alert, and it will be managed, and it will be there for a few more months.
Yes, sir.
That's better.
Yeah. So, how do you think in this scenario of suddenly this COVID-19 started and all those things, and as soon as it started, life came upside down for many people. So, in this scenario, as a yoga person, how do you think that yoga can really help people in this scenario, sir?
Yeah, first of all, I don't see it as a sudden, but such epidemics are happening. But now it is respiratory disorders, and we don't have immediate solution. There are many epidemics in the past also, and in the recent past we have many viruses, and some of them, especially AIDS, still people are fighting. But they are different kind of. But now it is the society, wherever the patient moves, he transform that. So that is the transmission rate is very high. That's why the government and all the public should be very concerned. So in my opinion, yes, it's an epidemic. It's affecting our lives because everybody is panic. Now, if you see after 2-3 months, we start living with that. These things are happen, and the best way to tackle these things, so go to our traditional healing systems, develop the self immune system, and live peacefully and take care of all our. I come from village, so whatever is recommended by government today and hospitals and all Western scholars are recommending, wash your hands, take the bath. Everything is we are doing it at our village till today. So that is the tradition. Now it is widely accepted, including our namaskar. So people are not able ready to accept our tradition earlier. Even when we chant Om in 2015, I faced a lot of challenge to include Om in the common one. Now people are chanting it, and people are shaking hands. Now they are accepting namaskar as a desire, and the whole world will accept our traditional, the hygienic principles being followed by our ancestors. Considering because in those days there is no such type of vaccines or something. So you can see even in the 90s, 20th century, early 20th century, plague and other things when they comes, and whole village and whole locality is going to be affected. Thousands of people used to die. That's why always people find some tools to protect themselves. So in my opinion, all these traditions have been developed by ancestors, keeping in view of the viruses, etc. Even the place of toilet, place of kitchen, place of bedroom, place of workplace, everything is well planned. But only thing with the modernization, we have forgotten it. So again, I see the positive things in it. The COVID is as it has changed life and economy of many, and especially poor and the workers have been greatly affected. It's a very sorrowful situation. So I feel very bad about it. But at the same time, it has given some positive things: self-reliance and follow our traditions, keep ourselves fit, and several challenges. Even in Yoga Sutra, whenever you give, there obstacles are coming you to grow. That's why COVID-19 has come up. Yes, it's an epidemic, but it is teaching some lessons, taking us to roots of our culture and traditions.
Very nice, sir. You have nicely put forth the relevance of yoga in this scenario. So you are kind of representing the government's Ayush ministry, being the head of the department, like the at least the Institute of Yoga. So when this scenario started, people have been like clueless what to do. Then the Ayush ministry really came forward to give some guidelines of what we should follow. So it could be the daily measures that we can do or simple yoga techniques that we can follow. I am sure that you had definitely a role to play there to contributing the yogic things, what we can do from the Ayush suggestives which were there. Even the Prime Minister, before the lockdown started, when he was telling, so one of the recommendations, he said that out of the 7 things that to do, you follow the recommendations of the Ayush. So what were the suggestions that in the suggestions of the Ayush ministry as a part of yoga initiatives? What are the things which are there, sir?
Yeah. So I would like to give some background. So when this epidemic has started, I don't want to name some medical experts and in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and Ayush Ministry, Ayurveda or Yoga doesn't have any role to play because it's a contagious disease. So immediately, I'm very thankful to my Honorable Minister of Ayush and especially our Secretary Rajesh Kotecha ji. They have taken up it very seriously. Then Honorable Prime Minister has taken a meeting of all the Ayush experts on 28th of March itself. Then I was part of it, and it's very amazing the views of Honorable Prime Minister. And we have a strength, and you have to go ahead. So from that day onwards, the whole Ayush fraternity, Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, Naturopathy, so homeopathy, all these fraternities, not only Ayurveda. So all the fraternity are working hard because ours is a traditional system. Modern medicine always they are going for hardcore evidence based, but ours are the holistic systems of medicine.
True.
So providing the evidences according to their standards, it's sometimes very difficult. But nowadays with the WHO standards, we have to coopt for it. So we have constituted a task force, and each system has come up with a standard guidelines. Now you can see the Ayush Ministry's website. So every system has come up with a guidelines for Ayush practitioners. All 7 systems, Ayurveda, Naturopathy, Yoga, all these systems have the standard Ayush guidelines. So every system has brought in guidelines, but in yoga, we recommended 3 things. Already well accepted common yoga protocol. Common yoga protocol is a well accepted thing, and apart from this, there are evidences on the practices being recommended in the common yoga protocol. So with that common yoga protocol, we have developed the guidelines for the Ayush practitioners, the yoga teachers, therapists, practitioners, etc. How to teach them in the COVID conditions.
Yeah.
So that there are 3 conditions. One is for the patients. The second one is the persons who come in contact with the patients. Okay. Then third one is the suppose you come from the area where the COVID is.
Yeah. So they're put to quarantine.
Yes, quarantine and etc. Then they suffer a lot of anxiety, depression, and most importantly, those who are not a COVID patient or they are not in first contact with COVID patients. They are not quarantined, but people used to stay at home. It's a huge group of more than 90-95% of the population. So who are under a lot of trouble because of lockdown, etc. So that is the most majority. So accordingly, we have devised a yoga protocol, some asanas, some pranayama, and dhyana. And Honorable Prime Minister himself has tweeted in the month of March that I myself practicing Yoga Nidra at least twice in a week.
Yes.
So that's the way the person leading from the front who practices and get benefited. And if people demonstrate and show the life that I have got benefited by practicing this, he is showing a living example. So that is the motivation we get it. That's the thing happening during last 5-6 years.
Wonderful.
Life.
In fact, I wanted to ask you, you have been in the institute as a director, even when the previous government, which is Modi government, the previous 5 years tenure also, they were there. Now the second tenure also, you are continuing. And before that also, when there was a previous party which was ruling, you were still there in the position and you were leading the institute. So how do you see the difference in terms of the cooperation from the government side for the yoga for its propagation? Though it's a political question, just as a thing we want to know from you,
Yes.
in your level, being there in the official level, how do you see the cooperation from the central government side?
So one thing I would like to say, I use the word government servants. They are servants. Whatever the government gives orders, and we have to follow it. Whoever may be in the position, that is different. And in the previous government also, we did. I am here for last 15 years as the director of the institute.
Yes.
So in the previous government also, we did lot of things in yoga from our institute.
True.
Okay, but here after coming to this government, I only think the mindset has changed. There we are going to the people and requesting them to do yoga. You do know in our, I was in Karnataka University, we used to go to villages, every village, go and ask the people, colleges, schools, putting the half pant and t-shirt, demonstrating. So all these things we did in the past. So that time has over, and we were requesting the government to give us chance, we'll show it. Now government or the people are coming to us, give the service.
Yeah.
So earlier it was simple, these things. Not only I don't compare with the government situation, is a policy matter. Situation is earlier we want to give us chance and we want to show our strength. Yoga is like this. But people are coming up is and give yoga training. This is the dramatic stage. I used to say it is exponential growth. So it is not one day or suddenly a change of power is not. It's one of the reasons. But
Yeah.
there are a lot of pre-work done by our eminent yoga masters during last 4 or 5 decades. And when Honorable Prime Minister come in 2014 itself, he mentioned in Ayurveda conference, you kindly see the yoga people. They made yoga a part of the whole world is accepting yoga, starting from Swami Vivekananda's speech in the Chicago. You know that. So from that day onwards, people are behind Indian culture, philosophy, and especially yoga. So that entire groundwork being done by our yoga masters, eminent yoga teachers during last 5, 6 decades. So now it is one leader need to take it to the higher stages. So that's why now it is in the exponential growth. And every cricketer, every film star, every person. And if you don't talk about yoga, and now you are a spusha. You will not
That is
get.
very
Oh, you
nice.
don't
That
know.
is,
Yes.
when
And
we
you,
started yoga in our childhood days, for example, I was an engineering student, and then when I want to come to yoga and do, I was looked upon as a mad fellow, even by own family members. So now people like you all have contributed to change the scenario in such a way. Now people are
yes.
saying, "Oh, you are in yoga, no?" So they are looking forward for us, coming towards us again, once again. So this whole world has changed.
Yeah, I will give one example, Subramanya. So when I was a student of physics and last year I dropped my because I have some health issues. I got a pleural effusion and there was in my earlier days. So all these things are affecting. But anyhow, I have been introduced yoga in the childhood itself, but not properly practiced. But after completing my MSc, then suddenly my yoga teacher now he went to Russia and called me to lead the department. When I went to I left my physics and go to the yoga. And my teacher, one of my good teacher, well wisher, and he was laughing. Hey, are you fool, Basareddy? Why are you going to that circus department? So he said, and it was true. But you see, it is in 1989. He said this statement. Can you see the scenario? In 1992, just 3 years, the same professor and come and congratulated me. Basareddy, in 3 years, and you become very popular in the campus. Vice Chancellor and all the heads of the department are coming to your department. So, but we are here in the university for 30 years and we don't have any recognition outside my department. Now you are all popular in the campus. So that is the way how yoga, if you adopt yoga as part of your life and you see the holistic approach, and it teaches us to love the people and dedication. It comes automatically. So with that one work is people always love good things. There are always up and downs and some bad people are always around. But good people are more in number, but they are silent. So you have to see that silence as the strength and work for them.
Very nicely said, sir. So you nicely remembered your college days and all those things. So just on the personal note, how did this interest in you in yoga? Because in your academic studies, you started with physics and then it was a shift into yoga. Though you said from childhood you were practicing yoga, but this scenario that you have to continue full time into yoga, taking it, because today there is a very clear thing that there is a lot of opportunities in yoga. Like it's all because of people like you or Guruji and all who have created it, of course. But today for youngsters, they come to yoga only to make a profession, to make a career. They are very clear that they can become yoga teachers and successful. They can even make a good living, earning, and they have recognition. Everything is very certain today. But decades back, when it was not such scenario, when this certainty was not there, and how did you chose this, that I can go to yoga and also take my life ahead? How did you take this decision? What made you do this?
Hmm. Brahmanya, I have not discussed about my personal life many times, but you are my good friend. I will take 5 6 minutes though, because it's very
Please,
interesting.
please.
So honestly speaking, I am from the bottom of my heart. For yoga, for me, it is not asanas. Still, I am not a regular practitioner of asana. I admit that. But I did for 8 years, very seriously, some very advanced asanas, etc. Explore and pranayama, everything I did it in the earlier days of my profession, from 2000, sorry, 1986 to 1996 or 98 even. I did all these experimentation on my body, etc. But if you see how it is interested, so I thank my mother. The the teachings have started in my mother womb.
Wow.
So when I was child, still I remember I was the only son. We are my father was a teacher, but we are farmers basically from the village. So we have to do some 13, 14 hours, wake up at the 3 o'clock and up to 7 or 8 evening, they have to work. But when my mother sleep and always I remember at the age of 2 or 3, still I remember she used to always tell the Mahabharata, Ramayana stories and all these things. I asked to questions many things, and she was illiterate lady at not gone to schools, but thanks to her knowledge of our ancient scriptures of Ramayana, Mahabharata, still they are very teaching models for me. Every solutions we get in Mahabharata and Ramayana, if you don't take them as a dharma granthas or something, they are the teaching models. Everything solutions have been given in Gita.
Yeah.
So like this, that is the one thing I give credit to my mother for inspiring me the moral life by giving these Shravan Kumara stories, and they have been immersed in my childhood. And honestly, and I got a very good teachers in my father was my teacher, and
Wow.
I got a very good teachers in this field. And I was very weak, so I was considered one of the best students in the schools in the village because I was the son of a teacher also.
Mm.
But I had the privilege of having one yoga teacher, Dr. Prabhu. He was a
Okay.
homeopathic doctor. In 1975, he came to our school. Then I was in first 8th standard. So then he gave 1 month training in yoga.
Mhm.
Then at the end of the training, we had to give a mass demonstration. I was very weak. I did all the asanas, but I was in the edge of the table. I had to do the Shirshasana.
Okay.
Then I fell down in the girls' group.
Ah.
So after that, I said that I have to practice it. Now Shirshasana becomes my favorite asana.
Wow.
So, but later on, after coming to BSc and I completed, but I was not regular practitioner of these asanas then onwards. But when I come to the MSc, I found a department of yoga where Lakshman Kumar Sangalapnawar, our teacher, he was a great pioneer of yoga in the history of Iyengar, PK Sangar, uh, contemporaries. So still he is teaching. I respect him, and he is the instrumental in bringing to the field of yoga. Just it is a chance, and but he promoted me, and later on when she went to the Russia, first yoga teacher of the Jawaharlal Nehru Cultural Center in 1989. So I left my physics studies examinations and joined the Department of Yoga. This was a coincidence. After that, every year I want to leave yoga and go back to physics. I was teaching physics also as part time. Still today, I love to teach physics and mathematics. So I did my 1 year mathematics MSc also, but I couldn't complete. So like this, physics and mathematics are my pet subject till today. But yoga is brought in. But after that, there was a change in 1994. My professor Mahadevappa, he was a philosophy professor. So then I was very greatly influenced by teaching and did a PhD under him on philosophical literary project, research, philosophical foundations of yogic schools. Where I started studies, being a science student, it was a very difficult for me to understand these philosophies. So there was a lot of argument with my teacher, and it was very patiently. I was not writing my thesis. But during that time, I studied more than 500, 600 books and texts of yoga, which transformed me. Sankhya and Nyaya, if you are an engineering student, you know it. They are completely mathematics.
True, very true.
So, as a profound lover of physics and mathematics, and it is highly acceptable if you go to the Nyaya system and Sankhya system and Yoga of Patanjali. They are very, very scientific. Unnecessarily, we are laying into religion and other. So therefore, after that, once I enter the field, my nature is whatever you give me, maybe physics or any leader or NSS. I have got many other positions I had. I was the coordinator of NSS in university, vice president of cultural team, so many things. There are hundreds. I don't want to add them. But yoga taught me whatever has been given, you do it with utmost efficiency, and after that you surrender that. That's why I never claimed I did that, I did this.
That is
So,
what
but
is
we
yoga
evolved.
karmasu kaushalam. What
Yoga evolved us. Yoga evolved us, and I am once there were some incidents in universities and a lot of love. I did much better work, satisfactory work in university than in MBA, because there we grassroots level, village is 140, 30 villages, 3,000 PG students every year we have to touch with only one person with my students fee and hardly 10,000, 20,000 rupees budget in my department. I used to do all these things.
wow.
Oh, that was a wonderful experience. And we used to go to the Uttara Kannada, Karwar, Honavar, and Bijapur, and all the youth clubs. We motivated a lot of things. We did it in there. And most importantly, the Ranade, the southern part of Maharashtra and northern part of Karnataka. There are so many mystics are there. Mystics Yogi. I had
Yeah.
studies on that lifestyle of these people. So all these things have been influenced, and then I use the word paristiti, that the environment, etc., congenial, and still any day I want to come out and do sadhana and teach physics and mathematics. But yoga is again, it is binding me to continuing journey. There are many other incidents to share, and most importantly, I remember my association with Yashvasa in 1986.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I come in contact with Nagratna Devi and Guruji Nagendraji. Then I was a frequent visitor of 1988, 86, 88 I came. Prashanti, there was Annapurna, there was small room. I used to pay 10 rupees per day. So stay there for 1 week, 2 weeks. I remember the food, and especially Professor Swami, earlier Professor Shastri, he was there. And there were some young yoga teachers. They were all good. And our Mohanji was teaching yoga. All these things very profound. This continues. I learned a lot of things during my vacations. To visit Vyasa, stay there for 1 week sometime, 1 month sometime. Just sake of it. And with my personal earning, I used to go, and it was a very profound experience. So that's why I had a great. Then I have a privilege of almost all great yoga masters.
That's what I was about to
Guruji,
ask you.
yes,
Because
even
you have been in the capacity of being the director of the prestigious National Institute of Yoga. And I know the great role you had played in bringing the starting of the Indian Yoga Association and also the International Day of Yoga. For all this important uh, trendsetters in the field of yoga. So you have been definitely one of the important key role players. So in this role, what you have done, you'll be able to meet a lot of yoga masters. Even I was privileged being in Vyasa with Guruji for more than a decade. That we have the great privilege of getting the blessings of all great masters of yoga, legendary masters. So you are in a key position where you would be interacting with all these people, maybe BKS Iyengar Guruji or Dr. Nagendraji or Ramdev Baba, Shri or Sadhguru, and all great people. It's a big list. So how do you see that in that role when you are connected with all these people, all these gurus? What is your message from them?
yes, but I am not mentioned in any of my CVs. Just I said I had a personal. But I remember Principal Atre. You maybe remember he's in Jayanagar. He was a Kundalini
Yeah.
master. So he gave me first teaching in S. Vyasa in 1989.
He was a
And many
great
times he
Kundalini master.
yes, he was a great master. Like this, and Malladali Raghavendra Swamiji, and I met him. And next, my teacher, BK Sayangaji, every day, every year we used to go to his institute one day along with the students. But certain people has great influence on me by their teaching directly, only few days or few hours, but I follow that. Jaidev ji of Santa
Mumbai,
Cruz
Santa
Institution,
Cruz.
Mumbai, Garote ji, M.E. Bhole ji still is there, and many others in the Kaivalya Dhama institutions. O.P. Tiwari ji also a very good teacher. We are seeing him as an administrator, but I found him as a मैं इसको पापा कहता हूँ both Bhole ji and still. But my association with Gharote ji was very profound. He was a philosophical literary researcher also, and I ever remember and in the Swami Veda, I met him and I was privileged to learn his meditation with him. And he allowed me a lot of Hamsaji. And in Shivananda Ashram, there are some teachers. So there are many direct teachers have a privilege to learn directly. And Swami Rama,
Yeah.
and I had a privilege of attending his 3 days courses or something when he
Wow.
visited Prashanti. Do you know it? And it starts in the night 9 o'clock and it goes up to early morning 3:30
Yeah.
in the 89, 90. I do all these remember Swami Rama, Swami Veda. So all these things, and nowadays the even in 1989, Art of Living, it is just coming up in Jayanagar branch. I used to go to Gurudev ji in 91, 92, Sudarshan Kriya and all these things. I practice and popularize in the. So there are many things. Nowadays, almost all yoga masters. One is I had the privilege of an Aspen Institute director. Second one is my understanding and their schools. Every schools remember me. Even our Mandlik Saab hai, or even in the Nimbalkar. Many people I can go on listing them.
Yeah.
And everybody knows me before I come to this things as a oh you are Basavaredi, you are gone there. I'd say it was helped me a lot because I adopted the teachings of almost all these teachers in my life.
Wow.
So I never ignore. That's why if something Basavaredi is there, our teachings are
Very
going to
nice.
be respected.
In
So
fact,
that's one advantage.
I am
That's
seeing it as
why
like this. Sorry to interrupt. Like it's not just because you are as director of the National Institute that you have been meeting all these gurus. In fact, I would say because you already had been a sincere student of all these gurus, you have been going to all of them, learning
yes.
from them, applying that. That is what has brought you to this height, is what I would rather say now.
You can say, even I don't mention BR School of Yoga, and
Yes.
I met in Bangalore. There was a branch. So it's not necessary for you to, in the modern, in my opinion, not necessary to meet the teacher and sit before him and learn. So if you are truly a good student and he's teaching through books or these things, if you meditate, so you can get direct impact of the teacher's teaching. So if you inculcate in your personality and immediately you connect with the teacher, oh, authority is talking in my line. So he's our student. And though I'm not a direct disciple of many of them, everybody said, oh, authority belongs to our institute. So this affection comes when you adopt affection for every teacher and adopt them in my personality. If you can see, I immediately, oh, it is a yoga institution. Naturally, all the teachings will come.
Yes.
So that's why this kind of attitude is inbuilt mechanism. I say, it's the software has been developed in the childhood.
Very nice.
So that has helped, and thanks to I salute with this platform all my teachers, school teachers, and yoga masters.
Very nice.
And nowadays, especially I appreciate Swami Ramdev ji, and there are three teachers in the modern times who demonstrate publicly, and one is I respect Guruji Iyengar ji, and I treat him as my father with affection, and I never forget his contribution. Especially, I was no way, and we are stuck up to start the IYA, some body. But when we went to Guruji, myself, Tiwarji, and Nagen, to Iyengarji, and he immediately said, "Why not Basavaradi? We'll start." When all Sangeeta Gharanas can have the difference, but sit on platform, why not us? So that word has motivated me, and he's a great man, and he has invented many things. People are not, honestly speaking, not giving much respect to his respect to his teaching, what actually he deserved. So that much of scientific, the principles of alignment, everything that has come. The second person is Swami Ramdevji. He made it very, very public, and he comes from the very poor background and struggle in his life. And he studied. He's a scholar. You don't know how he speaks about Sanskrit.
Oh,
And it
yes.
is
In fact,
amazing.
during his recent visit to S. Vyasa, he spoke for more than 2 hours, and it was a mind-blowing speech in Sanskritam on Vyakaranam and everything.
But I had a very personal interaction with Swamiji. Do you know he's so affectionate? He's
Yes.
very, very hearty person.
Yeah, he's
So
motherly.
that's why, and in the modern, second, third person in the modern days, he's the Niranjanan.
Very true.
I had a privilege to meet him, and last time, very rarely I met, oh, Basavaradi come. Swamiji, I saw you distance. No, who doesn't know you, Basavaradi? And you are our family member.
Sir,
Like this,
knowing you
are
is not
very great.
sorry to.
These three people in the modern days, Iyengarji, Swami Ramdevji, and Niranjananji. Not every teacher is great, but these teachers demonstrate
Very true.
yogasana publicly. So Iyengarji opened his shirt and demonstrate. Swami Ramdevji demonstrate. They don't have any fear of this. They are the masters of these practices. So that's why the first salute goes these masters.
Nice.
Then same thing, Ravi Shankarji, and now Daji, so many people, Yogendraji. Yogendraji was a great master of Sankhya. Do you know it? So Swami Veda was a great Sankhya.
Yes.
Jaidev Yogendraji was a very great, very clear understand. No yoga person understands Sankhya properly.
True.
Was the one person who understand, and he has a very mystic powers. I experienced that, and there are a lot of things to share. And even Swami Veda was a scholar, true scholar, and a practitioner of meditation. So I had a very great.
His commentary on the Patanjali Yoga Sutras are mind blowing based on Veda Bhashya.
And he has given latest 2 manuscripts to me before he leaving. One interesting incident, and I used to meet just 3 months before his last day. That was on 14th of July in 2015. So honestly speaking, I went there at the last time along with his Guru Bhai Anant Bharti, who was also a great scholar. And when we went there, and his disciple came, he said, one of my dearest person will come, and after that he will lift my body for the funeral. So I was the last person to go and lift. And she came, Swamiji told this, because his body was kept for 3 days. It's Jala Samadhi, and it was a very strange thing for me to see that. That much of insight. Still in the moon day, he used to say moon day meditation. So on moon day morning, 7 o'clock, we should sit. So I can see his teachings. That much of powerful persons they are on have. So it's a great yoga experience we have.
Very nice. In fact, you were recollecting about how Swami Niranjan recollected you and remembered you. So remembering you is not a big thing because you are, an established person in the field for years. But I had recently, just last week, I had shared a picture of mine with Swami Niranjan, which was taken in 2006 when he had come to Bangalore. And a few months back, he had come to Bangalore to Atmadarshan Yogashram for a lecture. I took all students from S. Vyasa. We all went there. During time, I requested Swamiji, you should come to S. Vyasa to Prashanti Kutiram. He said, this time I don't have time. The next time I'll definitely come. So 6 months after that, for Guru Purnima, he came to Bangalore. It was a big program. And of course, our Guruji, Dr. Nagendraji, was there to be the chief guest for inauguration of the function. And Swami Niranjan was there on stage. After finishing, they came down. I was in one corner. When he stepped on, his magnetic eyes looked at me, pointed out, and he called me. I ran to him and he remembered my name, Subbu. Last time I told you that I would come to SVS, I couldn't come. Tomorrow I have time, I'm going to come there. What is this? Remembering that much of memory, that is the great yogic powers that they all have. Remembering Basavareddy sir is not a great thing. I was a very insignificant, small student, very young boy that time, but he could remember that word he gave to me. Nowadays, people don't keep up the words and everything. Even in yoga, it is mere practical asana, all those things. But that yama, niyama, the values, all these gurus so far you are mentioning, they really kept the tradition of the Ashtanga yoga as such, the jnana, bhakti, karma yoga, everything as such. And I think that is the great thing that they have all contributed to us. So quickly, one more thing I wanted to just ask you your experience. Like at one side, you shared your experience with great masters, great yoga spiritual masters. And it is they who have brought us the light of yoga. Even until today, the light is burning, and we have been keeping this unbroken lineage of all these masters. And in your capacity as a important person in the field of yoga, as a director, you have been connecting with all these people, all institutes. Same time, you are, as you said, you are a government person. So from the department, you are representing the institute as a head. So you have to face the bureaucrats, the politicians, this side. So this side, one side, you have all the yoga people. Also, you have to equally in the institute, in your capacity, in the capacity of various positions that you're holding in the Ayush and everything, you have to be intact with all these people, yoga people. One side, you have the politicians, bureaucrats, and officials, and all those people. So how do you make a balance with all of them? So that is something which I wanted to know from you.
Do you know, Subbu, you are a yoga teacher. And for me, luckily, even in the ministry, Honorable Ambumani Ramdas was my first minister, then Ghulam Nabi Azad and several ministers of states, they were leading. I never faced any problem. Yeah. None of them has influenced my work. And honestly, and all my secretaries. Only one time, small these things about one secretary. Somebody has given a wrong feeding, but later on, that secretary madam also honestly expressed Basavareddy were very disciplined. So I never face, all secretaries are very good with me, because when you do the work in government setup, working honestly at the intermediate level, you have the bosses and downwards. So if your boss is also corruptive, and if your lower officers are also corruptive, working honestly is very difficult. So whenever you don't listen to your bosses, and they will take revenge. Whenever you are not allowing your subordinates to do corruptions and wrong things, so they will form the group, and staying there in the government for more than 3-4 years is a challenge. So honestly speaking, I have not faced, luckily, I'm not bothered about name, fame, etc. But I have not faced any political problem or bureaucratical problem to run my institution, etc. But sometimes the things have not happened according to our will and wish. But we waited, and I go for the Guruji's named Na Hatat Na Balat. This is the one principle I learned from Nagendraji. And Na Hatat Balat, make efforts. I made effort, and if it has happened, happened. If it has not happened, okay. Things are there. You see, all these things we put the efforts during last 10 years, and suddenly Modi ji has come, and immediately it is exponential jump. Sure. So in the universities, I was doing in a just like one lecturer or instructor, and we are doing all the HOD's job. But suddenly I come to the National Institute of Yoga. So like this, things are happening. That's why, in my opinion, for any yoga teacher, you can't distinction between the teachers, bureaucrats, politicians. So we treat everybody equally. And when you honestly work and people love you, there are 1 or 2 incidents in life. Yeah. And honestly, I am telling you, I respect all my ministers, even in Karnataka University, all my vice chancellors, they're very good with me. And at the end, they have blessed me. And you are a good person like this. I don't know what goodness they find in me. Honestly, I'm telling. Yeah. Every teacher had loved me till today. Very nice. I was a blessed guy to have a great teachers, great administrators, great ministers, great secretaries. I'm working.
Nice. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. That shows that you have been maintaining the samatvam yoga uchyate. To maintain that samatvam, being in such position is a very challenging thing, and you have been doing that wonderfully, as we have all been seeing. One thing last I would like to know is, what do you see as the future of the field in yoga, especially in academics, in career opportunities? Because a lot of young people keeping a hope on this field of yoga. They would have been earlier in IT or BT, now coming to YT, yoga therapy or yoga teaching. So the shift is happening. One side we see it's a very encouraging thing, but same time there are a lot of uncertainties. Yoga is still kind of non-organized. For example, when the scenario of COVID-19 started, for many of us, it was a very testing time. We had to close the centers which we were running, and we had to stop all the classes, though some of us later managed with online classes. But initially we had to stop so many classes and everything. So people, many were doing freelance classes. So that all came to a great, shaken position. So many yoga teachers literally came to very bad positions, sir. So you are very, very well aware. So what do you think as a future which is there for these people? What would you like to share?
Yeah, I especially expected this question in the beginning, but our talks went to very personal level in the middle.
Yes.
I share it because of my affectionation, association with you as a very good friend.
Yes, sir.
Usually, I don't share my personal life because it's all very personal.
True.
But we are public servants and always think about the public, and I'm very happy at least the closing sessions. So one thing is we are making lot of effort, but it is not sufficient. One is as a head helm in the government. One is the International Day of Yoga, Common Yoga Protocol. What is that is most important. Now we have it is a disorganized sector. You rightly pointed out. That's why we brought in first Indian Yoga Association, a self-regulatory body. Self-regulatory means we ourselves has to regulate it. So because yoga is our culture, it's not able, right to regulate it, bring the law and do like this only. Otherwise, you will put in there. That is not happening in case of yoga. It was lot of things for 3 years. Then we come up with a yoga regulatory body. But fortunately, we are all together, but not able to follow the common. Then we have come up with now UCI, down now YCB, some certification processes, simple guidelines, at least 60-70% is common thing, and follow their own tradition, giving the scope for the improvement of. So that is one of the things is coming. So second one is the present government policies. We don't want to create a government job, honestly speaking. We want to make people self-sufficient, and now you can see startups, make in India, all these things are helping, not creating a government job. In my opinion, once 80% of the government people not working to their potential. So therefore, it is the make the one is qualification and make them self-efficient, provide them good training, and give them opportunities at the private. So in the COVID-19 position, do you know it? There are, if you see any social media, you will get yoga classes are going around. So I found it's a wonderful change has come. In the online classes has become the reality. So now the yoga teachers has to travel in Delhi like cities are in Bangalore. They have to travel for 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers to take individual classes. They earn 30-40,000 rupees now. Their yoga studios, etc. So there are so many yoga studios, wellness centers are coming up. So we need honestly 10 lakh yoga teachers.
Wow.
There are 1.5 lakh wellness centers are coming up. Schools, they are introducing yoga. But the issue is the quality of the teachers.
True.
So whenever we introduce and there are wrong people are coming, making them and diluting the training models and distributing the certificates, all these things happens. It's a society, our society is like that. But within that one, there are some very good organizations, very good schools, leading schools like Kaivalya Dham, the Santa Cruz, Anand Bali Yogi Center. So even Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandiram, Iyengar Yoga institutions, they never compromise with the quality. Such great, I can name many things from Himalayan Yoga institutions. Ritwanji is there, Swami Ritwan. Like this, there are many people who never compromise with the quality. People love that. Even if you go to the Bihar School of Yoga, richly traditional people, and they never compromise.
Yes.
Whatever comes, we are coming. So such type of people are keeping yoga alive. People respect that. My one request is, so don't say that there is no future for yoga. Then you are not a yoga person. Learn it, practice it. Learn it, practice it, and teach it. Teach to the any person. I started my one journey of teaching in 89 with only one person. I was getting hardly 5 rupees per month. 5 rupees per month. I used to go in the cycle after my MSc class and used to teach, and I get 5 rupees per month. I still get 5 or 10 rupees per month. So, but now that money doesn't make any sense. We earn the livelihood. We should not earn to lead a luxury life. Yoga people, if anybody is living a luxury life, he is not a yoga person.
Today, many
Yoga
youngsters
person.
are coming into yoga because they can earn more and they can make a luxury life. Like that's what many are thinking. So, so you
Then
gave
they
a
are
very
not.
good message
They
to
are
them.
the stethoscope yogis.
So
So if they put
yesterday,
the white coat, stethoscope yogis, and they are not yogis, and they will not develop. They earn their bread, and but this is what many medical people are doing it. We are giving the poisons to many of our things. Yes, we need the medical treatment at the same time. So all these medicines, today somebody is giving it, and tomorrow it's the poison you are taken, and we have to overcome today or tomorrow. That's why I don't appreciate the stethoscope yogis I today.
yesterday
So
when
if
we
you
were
are white,
talking with Dr. Ananda, I was asking a question in the rapid fire. Like modern yoga. He was just saying it's plastic. So like that today, though a lot of new things are coming, you rightly put forth what is important, learn and practice, apply. And there is a wonderful future for all the yoga people. So that is very promising to know from you, especially being in the national.
one thing you see, government is providing the platforms,
Yes.
and even I am not happy because we want it is not regulation. There should be some standard guidelines, the course content and the objectives and the mode of evaluation, what opportunities I will get after completion of this course, where I will get. All these things are needed to be a lot of work to be done. But sometimes we become alone. We need the concept. Time has to come up. So youngsters like you and join hands so that we can have a minimum guide. Don't appreciate the bringing the regulation. Regulation is
Correct.
a big issue, but
Yes.
guidelines are important, and all of us shall follow the guidelines. Anushasana. So that is very basic for yoga. So if we bring that one, that will help our youngsters to know after completing diploma what I am going to become. So if you do MSc or MA in any subject, I am going to become a lecturer. If you do BSc and I am eligible for appearing for the IS examination. So what the yoga person will going to have after 3 months course, 6 months course, 1 year course, they should know it.
Correct.
So such type of things we are slowly bringing in. So it's happening in another 2 3 years, and it's great. I will be very happy to retire my government service with all these things if they achieved in my kind of government.
Very, very nice to know that, sir. So I think we had, had wide spectrum of discussion. Maybe your personal sadhana, your growth in the field of yoga, to what is the scenario in COVID and how yoga can help in that scenario, to what the government is trying to make for the future of yoga and the community of yoga teachers. Also, the kind of opportunities which are available, and also kind of the way how you are being connected with all yoga traditions and masters at one side, and all the officials and bureaucrats, and how you make the balance of both, and how you have been able to run successfully the institute in the important position there. So wonderful things we had been able to discuss. Of course, there is no end for this. We can keep on, and you are an ocean of knowledge with a lot of experience for decades together. That's what people should know. Young people should know. It's not like you all of a sudden have gone to some position. Years of your hard work, your shraddha, with which you went around the institutes, as you told, getting knowledge, sharing this information, everything, putting into your practice, that sadhana. And then that is what has taken you to this great heights, is what I learn as a lesson from you. And therefore, Shraddhavan Labade Jnanam. So once, if you sincerely have the Shraddha, and the dedication and hard work. You had been keeping that hard work always as I've seen in you. So keeping that intact. So you have been in this wonderful thing, and your contributions or ever will be in the world, in the history of yoga, because for 15 years you have been leading the institute in the national capital. And therefore, definitely the world of yoga, we are very proud of you, sir, being there as a director. And then, as in the beginning I said, I have an extra privilege to say that you're our son of Karnataka who is leading there. So that is another, we always say Bharata Mate Yatanujate, Jaya He Karnataka Mate. So you have taken the pride of Karnataka to the center. So with this, quickly, in a minute's time, I would like to ask you a rapid fire question.
Very dangerous fire.
So just quickly, I'll just say you have to, within seconds, you have to answer that, and with which we would wind up this discussion. Even I have not planned anything. Randomly, what comes to my mind, I'll just quickly ask. So what would be the start? A for Ayush.
So Ayush is life.
Very good. Yoga.
Yoga is the future.
Yogi.
Yeah, yogi is a hard worker.
Your favorite asana?
My favorite asana is Sirsasana.
Post-retirement?
Always practice yoga, teach physics.
Corona?
Harona.
Post-corona?
Post-corona, India the leader.
Very nice.
Vishwaguru.
Modi ji.
Modi ji is a ideal man, a hard nation, a leader this nation should have.
Ramdev Baba.
Ramdev Baba, very innocent.
VKS Iyengar Guruji.
The great master.
Dr. Nagendra ji.
A great, very good, great scholar. And Guruji is, what I said, very hearty person, but he never expressed. He's very connected. I connect with him. I become very, very emotional when something has happened to him. That's why it is his heart. Heart is very pure. Guruji is very good at heart. Word is good at heart.
Yes. IDY.
IDY, it happened. It happened.
Very nice, sir. So thank you for such wonderful rapid answers. And it was a nice interaction that we could have. And we definitely look forward for more such guidance from you. Especially there are young students who are coming up in the field of yoga who think that I do a 1-month course, I've got a certificate, and I am a great person in yoga field. My line is clear. I can do whatever I can do. So that is not the case. The hard work and academic studies and the proper career is very important. If at all they have to continue, that's a great thing, message that you had given to us. And we look forward that under your guidance, more such initiatives come for the yoga community and proper structured measures for the yoga teachers also, because when this affected corona
so
affected,
stuck up, I think so. Your time is over 1 hour.
Okay, you're able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think so it was stuck up. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and it's so nice talking to you, just like a family member. Always, I love you. And
Thank you.
a small request as a good friend.
Yes, sir.
When you begin our journey, and we are very simple. My teacher told only one thing. When you go in the yoga field, people from different angle they will look. They look your body, they look your color, they look your tradition, everything. So that's why I saw you from last many years. You have grown up. We might have did mistakes. Mistakes always teaches us. Today also I commit mistakes. But if you don't identify our mistakes, we are the fool. So that's why identify the mistakes and grow. So purity will come a day. But in the previous, so Gandhiji also did so many things. All great people did wrong things, but they become great because they rectify their mistakes. So this is the life. I used to rectify my mistakes every day, the same thing in you. I found you also rectifying your mistakes and growing, and you have a great future, and you are doing wonderful job. Continue this and continue this tradition of our Indian tradition, and we work together for
Yes,
the
sir.
welfare of this society. Thank you for the opportunity. I am very
Thank
happy
you.
to discuss. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my dear
Om
yoga.
Shanti
Shanti,
Shanti Shanti.
Shanti. I thank all my yogic friends, all the yoga mitras, the yoga bandhus for joining with us in this wonderful discussion. And tomorrow again, we are going to meet. This series is going to go until 21st of June. We are going to meet excellent yoga masters, stalwarts, to meet them and to talk with them. So I request all of you to be in tune with us, and you have any questions to ask to the specific yogis, so please do share with me. You are free to contact and share with me in my telephone number, the WhatsApp, or in the Facebook page. And I would try to do my level best to convey all this to them and get whatever possible initiatives, whatever possible suggestions that they would suggest to you. So with this, I conclude today's session, and we meet again tomorrow with yet another fascinating yogi in this series of Copy with Yogi. Hari Om, Namaste.